welcome back. Did you miss me? I know you did. You just can't get enough of me. But here I am. It's been a fun couple of weeks. I went to New York City with my hubby, and we had a great weekend, walking around and seeing a ballet and shopping on Times Square. And then I came back and was working like a crazy woman trying to get caught up on my grad school work. So that's why I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. And you'll notice, I have new glasses. The glasses are because the eye thing I had a couple weeks ago turned out to be a corneal infection, which really isn't any fun at all. And so I decided to go with a pair of new glasses and sort of give up the contacts a little bit and not wear them all the time. Because, I'm getting older now and it's not necessary. And glasses are cool now, so there you go. I can be one of the cool kids too. Alright, today I have a special treat. Today we're going to talk about myths in publishing. There is a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people who think they know what it is and you should do this and shouldn't do that and this is the way it's supposed to be. And I don't even know how half of this stuff gets started. But I'm here to sort of tell you the truth as I know it. Again, this is just as I know it. If ever I'm incorrect or wrong, then you can feel free to correct me in the comments, send me an email, whatever. But here we go. And I have a couple that I've written down. These are the big ones that I hear over and over and over again. The first one is that you can't get an agent, can't get published. Publishers and agents don't even want to look at you unless you've already been published. And I kind of wonder where that comes from because it's so silly and so ridiculous. I know a lot of writers who got their agent with a first novel. Maybe not the first novel they finished, but they weren't really anybody. They had never had another published novel, is what I'm saying. They didn't have a published novel. They weren't really anybody important except to their friends and family. They weren't famous. And they got an agent, and then they got a publishing contract, and they had a debut novel. It happens every day, so I don't know why this continues to be a myth, why this continues to circulate. It doesn't seem to make any sense at all. Now, I got my agent after I'd had a few books published, but I am definitely not normal in so many ways. But there you go. It can happen either way. Either you have books published and you get an agent, or you get an agent and then publish a book. It doesn't matter. There's no real path that you have to follow. But that's a silly rumor. It's not true. All you have to do to get an agent or a publisher is to have a really great book that somebody wants to publish or that an agent thinks they can sell. And I know that's it, right? Yeah, because I can do that tomorrow. Write the great American novel that everybody's going to want. All right, but that's really all you need. You don't need to self-publish a book, which for some reason a lot of people think you need to do. I'm going to self-publish my book, and then when it sells 5 million copies, then I'll get an agent or a publisher. Well, it worked for Amanda Hocking, but it's definitely not the normal thing. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. Not normal. She did a great job and she worked really, really hard, and even she'll tell you that she's glad she has a publisher now. But if it was my choice, I wouldn't go that route. Don't try to do it that way. She probably won't tell you to do it that way either. All right, the next thing, that agents want to tell you that they want to change your book. Agents and editors. Wait, let me back up here. There are two rumors that are, when you hear them together, are so ridiculous that you just shake your head. The first one is that a editor or an agent or whatever, because sometimes agents do help edit, but let me say an agent or an editor wants to change your story so much they're going to want to edit you to death, and your story's not going to look anything like you sold it to them, and they're going to squash your voice and kill your inspiration and your creativity. So, and I hear this a lot from people who are upholding sort of vanity or self-publishing, because they think they don't need an editor. They think the editor is going to squash their voice. The editor is going to be so hard and is going to change everything. Well, that's not true, because the editor and the publisher bought your book because they liked your story. So I don't know where that comes from. They do a lot of editing, and I've had a lot of editors, and not one of them has wanted to change my story in any crucial way. We've never, like, ripped out storylines or removed. You may remove a character or combine characters, but every suggestion, pretty much, that an editor has given me has been for the better of the book. So don't have the golden word syndrome and think I don't need an editor, because number one rule is we all need an editor. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you've written. You need an editor. That's just because you need an objective pair of eyes looking at your stuff. And that's just the way it is. So you need an editor. They're not going to kill your book. And I don't agree with every suggestion an editor's given me, but I've usually been able to talk to the editor, and if I can defend my position, then they usually agree with me. But, most of the times editors are on your side. They want your book to be the best it can be. So yes, editors are not going to kill your story. The opposite of that myth is that now, in big publishing, editors don't edit. So either they're editing too much, or they're not editing at all. I can't figure out which is right, but that's not true either. Editors are definitely still editing, so don't listen to that either. Where do they come up with this stuff? I don't know. The last one I want to talk about, this is the big one. This is really the big one, is that you need to pay to publish your book. If you are self-publishing, you get to pay, and I think we talked about that before. You're going to pay. You're going to pay for editing, you're going to pay for cover art, you're going to pay for printing, you're going to pay. That's self-publishing. If you are vanity publishing, you're going to pay a set amount of money to the company, and they're going to probably not edit your book at all, and they're going to format it and put it on paper and put it between covers and give you some kind of cover art, and they're going to call that publishing. Okay, and you're going to pay for that. But commercial publishing, in the sense that we all think of it, where you submit to a publisher and they select your work for publication, is not like that at all. You do not pay. And if somebody asks you to pay, if it's in your contract that you're going to pay, there's the subsidy publisher, air quote, subsidy publisher, that wants you to pay for part of the production process. Well, that's up to you. I mean, you really have to decide. I'm not here to tell you to not do that. I'm not here to tell you to not self-publish or not vanity publish. I'm here to tell you that commercial, traditional, whatever that means, publishing does not require you to pay. The publisher's job, when they buy your book, the operative word being buy, is that they are going to pay you for the permission to put your book in a format that is saleable, that they're going to sell your book. And they are going to get most of the money. You're going to get a little royalty, but on the other hand, they have gone to all the trouble of editing and getting a cover artist and doing the formatting and paying for printing. They do pay for a lot of things, so they're paying you royalty, which is like your share of the permission for the copy. They don't own the copyright. That's another myth I've heard. They're going to take my copyright. Well, read your contract carefully. They shouldn't take your copyright, let's say that. Copyright is always owned by you. You're giving them the publishing rights. You're allowing them to publish it for whatever terms your contract are. I know, it's tricky, which is why we need agents, which is why we need to be business savvy as writers. And this is really, I can't even stress this enough. Every single week I talk about this, I think, how we need to be business people as well as writers, as creative people. You need to know how this stuff works. And that's the truth. If somebody tries to tell you, use poor man's copyright, where you print out a copy of your work and mail it to yourself and don't open the envelope, that doesn't work either. Copyright is yours as soon as it's in fixed format. There's all kinds of other stuff you can do to register the copyright or whatever, but if you're going to traditionally publish, or commercially publish, I should say, then the publisher should be filling out that paperwork and registering the copyright for you. I mean, really, when you do that, you register the copyright. You own the copyright as soon as it's in fixed format. I'm not a lawyer. This is just what I know to be true. If you have questions, seek a professional. Okay, that's really all I can say about that. So, There you go. If you have any other questions, if you have heard any other really crazy off-the-wall publishing myths that you want me to talk about, please leave them in the comments. Email me, send me a carrier pigeon, whatever. I'm here to help you, because that's the kind of person I am. All right, lovelies, until next time, bye.